To me, the whole business is being seen. You can do it. You can do 50 deals with the same client, but the minute they forget about you, you're done.
For each of those things, like, did you have a strategy of like, hey, I'm gonna go hang out at like these art gallery openings and like, act, which I feel like as a 22-year-old you'd be super noticeable at because it's probably mainly people in their 40s, 50s, and above. So like, was doing stuff like that part of your strategy, or like going and hanging out in your custom tailors studio and so on and so forth? Were you doing things like that?
Yeah, 100%. So being to me, the whole business is being seen. You can do it. You can do 50 deals with the same client, but the minute they forget about you, you're done. Because then there's realtors like me who are going to be on your client or on every single client or every person I run into. You're going to have a hard time to beat that because in this business, it's not about what you know; it's about who you know. In my opinion, and the more people you know, and the more people that remember you, the more transactions you're going to do. So just by me hanging out, like for example, I get my clothes relatively at the same place, and I just go there. So they always introduce me to clients when they're in there, just meeting new people. The restaurants I go to, you get the same table, you see people you know, you say hello, you start talking, right? And sooner or later, you have people that you just think are helping you. Like for example, the waitress at the restaurant, they start to know who you are. You speak to them. You're really nice. You're friendly. They're your biggest advocates. They're the ones saying, "Hey, like that guy does real estate. I overheard you talking about real estate. Like, go talk to him." And then slowly, it just becomes organic. They're just like, "You should go speak to Dorian." And then once you meet them, you have to obviously show your knowledge. But having that foot in the door makes a huge difference.
I love it, man. Honestly, I need to go back to this gym thing for a second because I feel like a lot of people are going to overlook it, and it's like a ninja. This is a ninja strategy that a lot of people are way too like tight with the purse strings, and they don't look at how can I take a traditional expense that I have on a monthly basis and turn it from a liability into an asset for my business. And you did that very early on in your career. And people might hear, oh, $250 a month for the gym. That's fucking ridiculous. And it's
Yeah,
like, no, no, no. That ends up being whatever it happens to be over the course of the year. We'll say between $2,500 and $3,000.
yeah,
Okay, well, if you're in the right environment, that's one freaking lease. And that one lease is paying for you to go to one of the nicest gyms, meet a ton of, other people who you could potentially, get introduced to. And I think a lot of people are like, no, I'd rather just spend like $50 and I'm going to try and like grind it out and like DM 1,000 people and see if I can crack into the market.
yeah.
And that is such a ninja hack strategy of taking your own monthly liability expenses and trying to flip them on their head to see how do I actually turn this expense into like an investment or an asset for my business, even though it might not necessarily be a write-off on the actual books.
Yeah.
You flip the script on it, and I feel like people overlook that 1,000 times over. So I appreciate you sharing that.